Gamcell Yai Boro Number 9 National GSM Operator Kibaro Felentale Gambia Banko Kanjang Sako Milka Koleata ki internet ola karula nyimbanko Kanjang Gamsele kukuto nafe Gambia kuto konojang The fastest data network Gambia Banko Kanjang Star 302 star amount has seno lapije Flexi data bundle jama saya timpaje Drinka tom fokoi nebe dauda network o se taraje Wato tije adiamu mansia koto boy Friday WhatsApp Viber FaceTime Hananga tana Facebook Insta Twitter Snapchat Gamsel is the new look Mobile ni mobile na mobile be Gamsel line na bondulo for flexo Gambia la number 9 you are dealing with professionals customer satisfaction customer la satisfaction
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm in London that can help you with all aspects of your legal work. If you are looking at immigrating to the United Kingdom, Stewart & Co. can help you to set up business, buy houses in the UK, and will deal with all your legal works from start to finish.
For all your general immigration work, we can help you with that as well. If you're applying for any form of visa, whether student visas, settlement visas, marriage visas, or a child wanting to come to the United Kingdom to settle with the family, we can help you to achieve your goals.
Stewart & Co. Solicitors, a legal excellence firm specializing in conveyancing, immigration, litigation, family law, personal injury, licensing, no win, no fee. Contact us today at www.sk-solicitors.com.
In today's world, everything imaginable is on the internet, which is amazing. And to find anything, it is easy. But that's not the case for Lami. His standard internet connection is frustratingly slow, unable to focus on important things in life. He can't stream a video or search anything. He is fed up with messages like address is not found, timeout connection, and Internet Explorer cannot find web page. That's when his friend Fatima introduces him to Gamtel. At Gamtel, we provide viable, cost-effective, and sustainable internet solutions to businesses and homes. With our nationwide fiber broadband connectivity through EcoOne Gambia project, you can now say goodbye to slow internet. We provide quality services, blazing speed, and amazing customer services. All these at affordable price. Be like Lami and start using Gamtel broadband internet today. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
Sophie meew la bu sell te neex baax na ci halal ak mag yépp am na calcium, iron, protein ak vitamine yu bari. Sophie full cream powder milk la am na 20 gram, 200 gram ak 400 gram ku ko ñam dootu ko bàyyi. Sophie, proudly Gambian.
For us, every day is a new opportunity to make sure our first impressions are always our best and to see possibilities on the horizon. To make our facilities and services more accessible and find freedom all around us. With a location proximity to active markets with a liberal air transportation policy. That daily pursuit is how we turn everyday opportunities for you. For all destination marketing support, customized packages for new existing airlines and operators, and for a highly ranked tourist destination, the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority is here to serve. We regulate air transport, operate and manage BIA technical requirements merged with commercial considerations. We have experienced and well-trained aviation professionals to cater for your needs. For investment opportunities in building airport hotels, shopping malls, playground for children, do contact us on 4472-831, 4472-893. Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. We go beyond daily.
tanal ma number yi may tanal ma ba
kon yow li ma la jox si xibaar yëpp doy la
jëlal ma number rek gawma la
sëñ bi na nga def kii de dama ko jox xibaar gi ma dégg si yéen
waaw loto gi
wax naa ko ne alxames bu nekk ak dimanche bu nekk dañ tànn juróomi nomba si jackpot bi ko gagné juróomi nomba tegal nañ la xone dan plus 1000 maanaam 2000 junne ak lu teg
waaw
waaye juróomi nomba yi dafa war a méngoo su fekkee ne amoo juróomi nomba yu méngoo am nga ñeenti nomba yu méngoo yow dinañ la jox bonus foo du noonu la
bonus foo
waaw des na de altine bu jot talaata àllarba ak àjjuma ñu génne waat beneen jackpot ne ku gi am ñeenti nomba yu lëkkaloo ñu tegal la $50,000 maanaam juróom fukki junni waaye nag gis nga boo amee ñetta yu méngoo ñu jox la tam bonus tri waaye nag xàmmee ko gis nga Gambia géem yi bari nañ de waaye gis nga bii green la xàmmee ko waaw xàmmee ko bu baax a baax feneen foo taxaw bu fii di nga per
lu ma la wax yëpp dëgg la
waaye xam nga lu ma lay xamal ma wax nga naan waaw dëgg la kay yow mi sa kanam guddi gi xam nga ne góoma la da ngeen may kompaloo man ngeen di kompaloo nañ dem ca office
xanaa nërmelu nga
ma ne nee naa nga lay laa wax
nee naa la ku ko mën la ku koy jéem duñu benn ak loto game ak ay bonus sama xéwalam yu bari fii rek la du feneen.
It's all about Christmas. Be connected to your loved ones and corporate customers. And who does that better? GPPC, the home of print production. We design and print calendars, season greetings cards, corporate kits, diaries, and much more to make your Christmas a moment to remember without a break. Already feeling festive? GPPC.
mbokk yi ñu ngi leen a dalal fii ci beneen KERR FATOU comme niñ ko doon defee rek alxamis bu nekk ñu ñëw fii waxtaan ak yéen li xew si réew mi li waa réew mi li waa askan bi soxla ñu waxtaanee ko waaye tey nag ma am mbégte lool dadi am fi gan bu mag wax naa leen ne KERR FATOU dalal na ay ndaanaan dalal fi ay artistes dalal fi nag ay ministre waaye tey ministre bu ñu fi dalal mu nekk koo xam ne Gambien ni seen bopp ñoo ñu ko laaj ñu ne ñu nekk si tourism season ñu nekk si season boo xam ne jamonoom la waaye dëgg nag season bi nu mu dooree macha allah ñu government bi bu dee nii la ñoo dooree si season bi Gambien yu bari gis nañ si seen boppa kon tey ñu am mbégte lool dalal fii honorable Hamat Bah minister of tourism and culture moom mi nga xam ne moo amee tourism bi ñu gis tourism baa ngi buum gan yi bari si réew mi mu tombeeg semestre itam bari kenn mënut a xaamee kenn réew mi bari gan waaye nag ndax loolu rek lañ soxla si season bi su season passé tourism department bi moom ak liggéeykatam yi lan lañ fas yéene pour make sure Gambia nekk year-round tourism tourism moo amee suñu culture moo amee suñu économie bi in fact suñu ne tourisme lu moo indi si économie bi boo ko seetee bu ministre bi demee si parlement bi di wax about budget bi gis nañ tourisme li moo play si économie bi li moo amee si réew mi gis nañ ko moo amee suñu koom-koom bi dadi tey ñu am mbégte lool dalal fi honorable Hamat Bah dadi.
Thank you, Fatou. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Good afternoon, good day, good evening, everyone. And it's great, but before we talk about tourism, we talk about Project New Gambia. See, Project New Gambia is having a lot of aspirations of how things will be in the future. So the design, the architect, and the engineers are our policymakers of today who will design the New Gambia, and hopefully New Gambia will emerge in the coming years. So Gambians need to be patient, but what we are seeing now is a positive sign in terms of the tourism architecture. But as much as it's positive, I think there's more to be desired. First, we will want to see the value chain as positive aspects where we have more cross-sectoral linkages, agriculture and tourism. We want to see more of that. We want to see the quality of tourists to improve because Gambia is getting low-end backpackers, and these people are not adding much value. Secondly, the demographic of tourists coming to Gambia, old people, we want millennials, people who are between 19 and 34, because they have the spending power and the energy to go out and visit and see what our culture is all about and spend money on it. And lastly, there is a new brand of tourism emerging, and I'm not sure whether the tourism ministry are aware of this. See, the diaspora, they're tourists. Yes, they come here for 3 weeks to a month, but the amount of money one diasporan spends is greater than what 15 to 20 European, especially British tourists spend in our economy. Therefore, we need, therefore we need to look into this. Why am I saying this? When these people come to the Gambia, we are aware, because you go to Facebook, they're complaining. I live in America, I don't spend $150 a day. These people are spending more than $150 a day outside of their accommodation. Therefore, it's a cluster that we really need to look into and see how best we can harness the dividend inherent in them.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Oli, bala ñu dugga sax ci yépp tay ñu am ci honorable Hamat ñu wara wax ci tourism season bi gis na ñu Gambia bi waye dama ne ñu ngi jéggi boobu fu mu ne nii liggéey bi door na te gis nañ tourism sector bi door nañ tàmbali nañ waxtaan bi tey foofu la ñoo tàmbali Oli.
Dëgg la tourism bi moom definitely ñëpp gis nañ ci seen muy bool Gambien si comme ni ko daal waxee ñi si diaspora bi ak tourisme ñëpp ñëw nañ wàcc si nañ si dëkk bi so loolu rek wane na ne dëgg la ñu Gambie bi ñu doon yaan ko all these years commencé na wane nañ ne ministry bi tamit ñu ngi def nañ seen kéem tolluwaay kattan ba nga xam ne gis nañ tourisme bi mu buum torop waaye tamit rek moo wax ne honorable ba ñu am ko fii tam mu nekk koo xam ne liggéey na lu bari si tourisme ñun ñëpp yàgg nañ koo dégg si hôtel bi balaa moo nekk ministre sax yàgg nañ ko dégg si hôtel industrie bi yàgg nañ ko dégg daal si industrie bi nga xam ne mooy tourisme bi so gis nañ si liggéeyam te ni mu jëlee dis rôle gis nañ tamit liggéey bu moo def ne it's really good dégg la am nañ li ci seen loolu moom du ñàkk loolu moom fu nekk la waaye ku xam honorable Hamat Bah si tourisme nga ko xamee so tey su jëlee loolu nekk si plateforme boobu noonu ñun ñëpp dañ am yaakaar ne definitely tourisme bi dina boom te yaakaar boobu door nañ di ko gis dëgg la nag am na yoo xam ne moom suñ duggee ba si biir waxtaan bi dinañ waxtaan ak moom su ko fee ñu mun a gën a understand lu tax loolu di demee noonu waaye kontaan nañ trop ne moom am na portfolio boobu because am na si xam-xam te wax dëgg yàlla gis nañ at bi moom la trafic bi ni moom mel yëpp gan yee tax
gaay toll nañ ko ne dinañ ñëw si moom gaay ñu ne daal tukki yi bari nañ daal dinañ ñëw si moom waaye tukki yi bu ma indee gan yi nag mu baax honorable welcome to KERR FATOU.
Thank you.
First and foremost it's almost 10 months 11 months ñu Gambia Gambia nii nag ñu baalal leen mayor leen chance first 3 months waaye you know what Gambians are saying amatuñ time xaaratuñ kenn. Can you tell us, it's almost 10 months, the department, when you took over up to now, what have you been able to do to be able to make anything? So you're just an overview of the tourism and culture.
Thank you. KERR FATOU, let me also, do I speak in Wolof or in English?
Whatever you want to do.
Let me start to speak a little bit in English and then of course in Wolof, probably in Plan.
Good, good.
Let's open it
good, let's open it up, yes.
And then of course in Mandinka.
Yes, that's it.
I would like to
diversity.
First of all, let me thank you, Fatou, and I think many Gambians owe it to you and your company for the role you play. This is also an opportunity for us to really share some of our opinions with the diaspora. But let me underline one thing. Let the diaspora not overestimate their importance and value to this country and to this democratic dispensation. They have contributed very much. We recognize that. But again, we need to preserve and protect what we have achieved.
Yes.
People have a right to their opinion, and they have a right to say what they want to say. But this is not the United States, it's not the United Kingdom, it's not Sweden, it's not Germany. It is Gambia in Africa, emerging democracy. There are hurdles, there are things that need to be done here and there. We appreciate their opinion. But it's very easy to sit, use the comfort of your laptop somewhere, wherever you were, enjoy 24-hour electricity of somebody's country, and start insulting people, writing things that are bogus, that have no basis. Let's be honest to ourselves. I can tell you one of them, prominent, I don't need to mention his name, came back here to say, I'm sorry, all that I said about you was a lie. I just hated you.
Wow.
I'm just telling you this. It's a fact. He's hearing me.
Okay.
I don't need to mention his name. So I think we need to learn from the diaspora. These are experienced men and women who have gone throughout the world, who have gone through so many, different stages of life. They have suffered, they have learned, they are experienced, they are educated.
Yeah.
We need their support. We need their contribution. Yeah. We need their ideas to set this country forward so that we can do it together. The recent meeting organized by TAF International was a clear testimony that we have thousands of genuine, honest, sincere Gambians who are contributing immensely and can contribute and can support this government and can make sure that they give us all the ideas that we need and the proposal, whatever that we need to do, and they become part of it. And I think the Barrow regime have recognized this. Yeah. The fact that President Barrow flew from China for 22.5 hours, the next morning he was able to come and address this. It shows how important he values the diaspora. And that's a clear testimony. And for him to go to the extent of even receiving them, to talk to them. I think we need to differentiate who is an activist and a professional diaspora who really have the stuff and want to contribute and want to be part of the system. I think we've listened to a lot of media organizations in the past. I have a lot of respect for some of them, particularly Sidi Sane, who I respect a lot. When we read something that he writes, we take a lot of, we take it up seriously. It's not something that we just brush away. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we take up these issues. Yeah. There are people who are doing that for us. We don't have the time, but these are people that we say, look, listen to what this person is saying. Because that is important, that when you write, you tell something, people have to value it. But then you cannot personalize issues and start insulting people, lying, saying things like that.
Some people also said that this government made a lot of mistakes from onset. Now that we're talking about this, some people said this government from day one started making a lot of mistakes, or even saying, oh, just us.
No, that's where the mistake is. You have to understand where we came from. We came from a chaotic situation. We have no handing over procedure. Nothing was formally done to us. President Jammeh didn't hand over anything to President Barrow. Neither any of our predecessors. It was a mess we took over. And you found a mess that was completely just in disarray. From the civil service, from the executive, from everywhere. You cannot get that corrected within 2-3 months. We agree. It's over time that you get over that. We accept that there have been some mistakes. We cannot perfect. Yeah. We must acknowledge that there were some mistakes. But then there are brave men and women who are there to tell us, look, this is not correct. And we accepted those, those people who we felt were advising us genuinely and honestly and sincerely, and we listened to them. And we took up their advice very seriously. But sometimes it's easy to make a mistake, but correcting the mistake takes time. And that's what we're doing.
Right now.
And that's why we are open.
Okay, can I come in?
Yes.
Right now, do you think the civil service is almost 10 months? Do you think you guys are where we expect you?
No, we are not there. Let me tell you, Fatou. There is a need for a serious civil service reform program. We know that there is serious lack of capacity in the civil service. We know that this is a civil service that have been traumatized, that have been disintegrated, that have been destroyed, where men and women lost courage, lost the spirit, the will, the desire, the zeal to deliver. When you're going to work, you expect that by passing Denton Bridge, you know that you are not going to jail. No civil servant can deliver under that circumstance, under those circumstances. And those who were honest, most of them who were honest and brave to challenge the system were removed based on executive orders.
Oh, can I come in here?
Those who were honest, excuse me, I'm coming, we'll get there. Those who were honest and did not want to air their views, kept quiet and accepted to be treated as badly as they have been treated. But today, they're seeing the benefit of that. But to tell you the truth, we inherited a civil service that needs a complete reform. Absolutely. That is no doubt about that. But again, can you do that in 10 months? No. You need to have an assessment of this civil service. Once the assessment is done, you establish now the facts. Then you chart the way forward. From there, you start moving. And that's where we are. We're almost there.
Why are you doing it in piecemeal, though?
Why? What piecemeal? Get back to that. Let me
come. Some people are saying we are going back to the old system.
Tell me why.
The Jame system.
Tell me why.
The Jame system, where somebody comes to the executive and tell them, oh, this person is a Jame loyalist or is a Dabo loyalist. That person is sacked, even without the facts. And then we have seen that so many times.
Let me totally disagree with that. I think our detractors who do not want to speak the truth and don't want to be part of this positive change will always be there to distort and misinform. Let me tell you that. President Barrow have never given executive orders to anything else. He let his ministers do their jobs. He has never interfered with any minister. If any minister felt it's been, let him prove me wrong. That much I can tell you that. I'm coming.
Okay.
You cannot remove the Jame overnight in the system.
Yes. Yeah, you cannot. Yes, that's true.
You cannot do that.
You cannot.
And you must understand this is a coalition government.
Do we have to take all Jame loyalists from the system?
No, you cannot remove all of them. Some of them have been there and they have the stuff. Okay. They have the knowledge.
Good.
What this government wants is people who are knowledgeable, who knows what they're doing and are willing and ready to do it. Good. That's what the Barrow government is looking for. Yeah. But the stories you are getting that people are being dismissed here and it's unfounded. They are not dismissed because they are not Barrow royalists or they are not Dabo loyalists. That's not correct. And I challenge you, believe me, to give me any situation without mentioning them and I will tell you the truth. Because people can easily go on and spread rumors. It's very easy in this world of media of today. But I can tell you that 99% of what they say is all wrong and misinformed and total distortion.
You see, democracy is a messy business. To some, the cup is half full. To others, the cup is half empty. Gambians had an expectation. And the sad thing is the government wasn't able to tame the expectations of the Gambians because information from the government to the public wasn't forthcoming. See, a lot of people thought getting Jame out is prosperity overnight, which we all know is not the case. But before I move forward, a group of Gambians who are contributing 20% of GDP, called the diaspora, are a significant, important cluster in our society. A lot of people eat today. School fees paid, rent paid, houses built, thanks to the sweat of those people. In a democracy, we should always entertain divergence. The divergence is a lot of people are not happy with what they see and feel. Hence, the idea of Wasa Halat needs to be cultivated into our culture. I think the problem with Gambians, if a lot of people don't see things the way we see it, we see them as detractors. No, it's their expectations. And here is where I have faulted Barrow's government to date. They haven't adequately communicated with the general population as per the program, the direction they want to take this country. Civil service reform, like you said, is critical to a new Gambia. Why? Jame destroyed our civil service. The best and brightest of Gambians left the country. We want to attract them back. We want to reorganize. Yes, you need stock take and assessment. Quite right. But leadership, decisive leadership, and great generals when it comes to the forefront of the civil service is needed. We want people with character, people with will, and people who can inspire the forces behind them, called civil servants, to move. And that's not the role of the executive, but that's the role of the civil servant in chief, who should be a strong secretary general who can spearhead the reform agenda of the president. I do believe the president has a reform agenda. But you know what? He needs a five-star general who can propel and move this agenda forward. And that's what we want as Gambians.
Let me come. I must admit, to be honest with you, we realize that gap of information between the government and the people.
Thank you.
We realize it. And President Barrow recognized it very well.
Thank you.
And we tried to correct it. And that was why we decided that the Minister of Information should be giving monthly press conferences and there need to be press briefing at the end of every cabinet meeting. That is a clear-cut policy for now.
Thank you.
And we've hired a very experienced consultant who is now helping the Ministry of Information as to really how we can improve on that. We realize our weakness on that. You are absolutely right.
Yeah.
That we realized that in the beginning, up to a point, we are not very informative as a government.
Yeah.
We accept criticism. As I told you that we are in a new Gambia, a new dispensation. And we are working towards addressing that. We already started since 4 months ago. Let me tell you about the expectations of Gambians. They were very high, and we know they're high. But they did not know also how bad the situation was when we took over this country.
I know.
Let me start from Nawek. We had generators that that should have been repaired 6 months, 1 year ago. They were not repaired. They didn't have the money. They need about up to 6-7 million euros to do that. They keep on running these machines, and they were just going to break off, and we go zero. Now, when we came in, what do we have to do? That we have to go and raise the money, close the machines, and fix them back. If not, we're going to go zero. We had to go and source that money out and bring it and start fixing the machines. Everybody started insulting us because we should have told them what the machines were, the conditions, before we did that. This is also something we acknowledge. When we took over this country, we have barely 1 week import cover in this country. The central bank reserves were almost at 1 week in this country when we took over as a government. Gambians didn't know that. And we should have told them. Today, we're up to 5-6 months import cover. And the first thing we did was to cut the presidential budget, slash it out completely, left him with pittance. The man who is eating like an ordinary Gambian. And he accepted that. We cut the security budget. This was all accepted. We revised the entire budget. And the World Bank, the IMF, everybody hailed us for doing that. So we knew, of course, yes, there's a need to inform and touch base with Gambians as much as possible. And I recognize, as I said, the 20% of Gambians, or the 20% contribution in terms of transfers from Gambians abroad. We value the importance of the diaspora so much that's why we now create the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and earth there to the responsibility of Gambians abroad that did not exist before in the previous regime. We did that. And again went further to contact certain Gambians abroad to come and work for this country. They refused.
Why?
Because the pay.
No.
I'm coming. I have evidence. Don't say no. I don't speak out of nothing.
Wow. They refused?
The amount of money they are asking us to pay them, we can afford it.
But you pay consultants.
No, I'm coming. Wait, let me land. You raise an issue. Let me land, my dear friend.
Okay.
Good.
We cannot afford to pay them what they are asking us to pay because we are cutting costs and we are trying to adjust on the economy. If the economy look better, we can do that. And up to this moment, President Barrow is looking for people to come and partake in the new Gambia.
We know.
He's doing that, scouting people everywhere.
Yes.
And he believes that what we need is a strong human resource base.
I agree.
To move this country forward.
I agree.
Now, you're talking about a strong general around the presidency. In the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you will hear something. Because President Barrow also is aware of the need to reform even in his office.
Amen.
To make things better.
Amen.
Not only in his cabinet, not only within cabinet, but in the entire civil service. And President Barrow is acting based on the needs and demands of Gambians.
Fatou, I think he needs to be the Minister of Information. You know why?
Honestly.
He has convinced me enough to a point about what is needed. But before we move forward, I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
Do you think that Gambians deserve upward mobility? Meaning, you work hard as a Gambian, you deserve to have something in your country, like the American dream. You see, in America, you work hard, you get something. And the reason I'm asking you this, because you're the tourism minister. It disturbs me. It degrades me as a Gambian that my Ministry of Tourism don't believe that me, Nyang Jai, a Gambian who works hard, has the right to live 1 meter away from the shoreline, but want to reserve it for some white people or tourists to come and use. Next door, Senegal, King Fahad, The next house, Serinjai Buna. You go to Mbur, same thing. Because tourism is about culture. And people who come to Gambia want to learn who we are. But if you want to segregate them and put them in clusters and call it TDA, it means we don't value our own.
Let me respond to you even before you learn, because you have really pushing me to do that. Yeah. To be honest with you, you have a misconceptualization of this. You have misconceptualized the whole issue. No Gambian is stopped to live by the beach. Now,
why do we have a TDA?
I'm coming. In every government, there is a need to do some planning. The most important part of our country, before we can discover oil or gold or diamond, was agriculture and tourism. The Jawara regime that felt there was a need to preserve certain part of our important country, land, that is the beaches, for that industry that is called tourism. And therefore the TDA was created. But you must remember too, within the TDA, there was, of course, in the beginning of the Jammeh regime, where Gambians were allowed to live. So that really disqualifies what you're saying. I'm coming. We know that if you go to Gran Canaria today, and you go to many international tourist destinations, you will realize and see how much these beaches are preserved for the national good. There is a planning that we needed to have a cornice around. It didn't happen. We missed it this time around. But what we want to do is to make sure that we don't abuse this important asset of ours. But as a ministry now, we're evaluating so many projects at the moment because we've seen the lack of capacity in terms of quality hotels in this country. And if I tell you that 70% of those projects we are evaluating are Gambian, home Gambians, who are working on this project. We want to Gambianize the industry, and we want Gambians to partner with foreigners, which is absent. Gambians don't want partnership. Everybody wants to claim ownership. And what we are doing now is to encourage them to come out with their resources. Some of them are telling, oh yeah, I have the money, but I'm not keeping it in the bank. And they are ready to come forward. And we are approving their projects. Very soon you will see that in the open, where Gambians now take ownership. And today, if you look at the Balafon Group, one of the leading Gambians in the industry, they are now taking over. They've just got approval of another hotel. And we are approving 10 new hotels, up to about 15. I don't want to use the word 15, but I can assure you the 10 are there. We have 19 requests. We're looking at it.
And they're all Gambian?
70% are all Gambians. Wow. Because we want to make sure that Gambian, this thing become ownership of, we own this product.
Can I live at the beach?
Yes, I'm coming. We've just signed a memorandum with TAF Construction. And when TAF is ready, you can buy a home from TAF by the beach. So I think sometimes your concept or your belief is misplaced. It's always good. When I hear people say Gambians are not allowed to go to the bridge, they are stopping us, they are not allowed. You know, let me come to that point. I'm sure you're heading to there.
Honorable.
I'm coming, Fatou. Let me come. Fatou, let me come. We must understand it was not like that last year and year before.
But it doesn't make it right.
I'm coming. I'm coming. This year, we started experiencing that. Yeah. There was a decision made by the Interior Minister, who is responsible for security. It is not my domain. Okay. We used to have the army there who have been trained for the last 15, 20 years to be able to do that. TSU. The policing of the beach.
Yeah. TSU, right? Yeah.
The minister, of course, he had good reason of doing that. Then minister had good reason of doing it. He wanted to improve on. Change them and brought the paramilitaries who were being used, some of them by Jammeh, to do all the brutalities that you can see.
It's a fact.
If you bring them now to say, be at the TDA, I'm not responsible for security. A lot of job needs to be done before we get to where we came from. And I want Gambians to understand that there's a need to do a lot of training, and that is being done, but training whilst on service becomes very difficult. in-service training become difficult. So we are working, we are doing what it takes to minimize and to address the situation. But we will not also compromise security in the tourism sector. One incident will kill the industry.
Oh, does that
I'm coming. We are aware of the complaints and the problems that are happening, and we are addressing them. Okay. Some of them are genuine Gambians who want to go and enjoy the beach, honestly and sincerely, with their families. I'm coming, and they enjoy themselves, and we'll make sure it happens. And we are working round the clock to do that. But I'm not the man who goes on talking about what I'm doing. I want people to see what I'm doing.
We want to hear also.
No, I'm coming. From time to time, you will be hearing us. We'll also be organizing a monthly conference, press conference, so that we can also be putting you in the picture to know what we are doing. So we are battling with this problem that we have to make sure they understand that you can profile a Gambian to know who has a bad record or who is going there to act like an immoral behavior. They should be able to know that. They should be able to know somebody who is going there to enjoy and spend money. So I am sorry that some of you don't understand the predicament we are going through, but be rest assured that this matter we are aware as a government, we are concerned, and it's been addressed. But it cannot be overnight.
Okay. Oli, you want to come before we take our first commercial break? Go ahead.
Okay. So now, as the Minister of Tourism, it seems like your only self-focus seems to be the tourism.
No way.
From my
I totally disagree with you.
Okay, but then we have the culture being part of it. What is your ministry doing?
Thank you. Thank you. Let me come in. Let me come in. Excuse me. Let me come in.
Okay.
Let me come in. I got you. Don't go too far. Sorry. No. Sorry. Don't worry. Let me get you. I know where you're going. Excuse me. Today, we realized that as a government, culture was really
lacking,
pushed back by the Jammeh regime. They had an agenda to promote one ethnic group and its culture and kill all the rest of it. The first thing they did was to destroy the national troop completely. The national week, cultural week, was completely and replaced by Futampam that belongs to Kusamai, not even Kanilai. Futampam is a product from Kusamai. Kusamai is part of the Gambia, behind Sibanor. It's not a product of Kanilai. It belongs to another community who are claiming it back. So then they try to kill every other thing that happened with it. What this government of Barrow have done for now, we are restoring the national troop. The government have provided the funds for this 2018. We are restoring the National Cultural Week. We are reforming the Roots Festival. We are making sure that the copyrights act that needs to be implemented for you and others to benefit from what you are doing is done. A new cultural policy is being adopted, and you will be invited for the validation of that policy next week. We want to develop the film industry. We want to develop the music industry. We want to develop the art industry. We want to export Gambian art products out of this country. And we are working on this right now. We have a project to build the National Center for Arts and Culture. That would encompass recording studios, that would encompass filming studios, that would encompass where the national troop will be based, that would encompass an institute that would teach about our culture, our values, that would be in the creative industry, that would really portray the Gambia of its true colors. The money that was meant for that at the central bank was stolen years ago. But we are now working, we are now working as a government to make sure that culture takes a center stage in this country, because that is our pride, that is our identity. That's what shows who we are and what we are.
And it's our
product. We cannot compromise that. And that's why Barrow government takes this matter seriously. And this year's budget, all these things have been provided for. And from this year also, we'll have the National Cultural Week, where Gambian cultural talents will be manifested. The whole world will be invited to come. So we value the film industry, the music industry, we value the entertainment industry, and we are moving fast to make sure that we create nothing less than 20,000 jobs. Because we need these jobs.
That's on record.
We need these jobs for our youth, for the Gambians, for you, some of you have been exploited, used, your product being used everywhere. You need to be protected.
Yes.
We need people to promote our music.
Absolutely.
All our television are playing foreign music. When there is a law that says you cannot do that, that has to be monitored. We need to promote our culture, our country. And that's what the borough government is doing.
Honorable.
Yes.
Just before we take a break. We've seen you on TV.
Yes.
Bombsters yi dañ leen war a jël teg leen benn place.
Exactly.
Tourism bi jeex.
Thank you. Let me come there.
Wow.
Let me come there. Can I respond? Can I respond?
Yow as the honorable minister. Wow. Highest position in that industry.
Yes. Yes.
Nga taxaw si télé nga wax loolu.
Oh yes.
Sunu youth si nga xam ne am na fii tey ñoo xam ne ñu ngi am place yoo xam ne si industry.
That's where you're making a fundamental mistake. Let me respond to you before you even move. Let's quickly. Let me respond before you move. No. It's very, I will advocate. I'm not a judge, I'm not a magistrate, but I would advocate the police to prosecute anybody who want to destroy this industry in the name of being a bombser. And I stand by that 100%. Excuse me, let me come. Let me come.
You also know
Excuse
that
me. Excuse me. That's why this country have lagged behind for many years. Cape Verde started tourism 15 years ago. They have 800,000 arrivals. Today, Gambia, 52 years, we are still 150.
Desert island.
Because we have this belief that bombers are a value that can increase tourism. I'm coming. Let me land, madam, please. Let me land.
Go ahead.
Let me land.
Meiko.
The fact of the matter is, this country's image have been battered heavily. I was in Europe suffering everywhere, trying to rebrand this country differently. And I discovered things that are so disheartening.
I agree.
That this country was considered, because I was investigating, why are we not getting the Scandinavians anymore? Why are we not getting families coming with their children to our country anymore? I discovered that we are considered a sex destination country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have the millions to pay on CNN and BBC, but we have the capacity to meet individuals like you and others who we can talk to help us rebrand this country. Yep. And you know why? They have so-called massage parlors in the beaches, some of these so-called bombers, and they have these young girls being kept inside these massage parlors, and the tourists will pass, they will come and tell you, you want massage, you get in there, you have to choose from those girls lying there, 2 or 3, that you want to sleep there, naked there, and then you pay the money. And excuse me, I'm coming. You call that tourism?
No.
For this country?
Fatou.
A country with men and women of high moral values?
Fatou.
No, let me come in. When we did that job, today I can report to you, Scandinavia is coming back to this country from next year. I'm coming this year, 2018, with 760 tourists a week, because they knew now there's a new Gambia. And now you started seeing families, people coming with their children. Now they knew there's a new Gambia. Look, we must take this industry seriously, and bombing never end. The dropouts will never end. For the last 30 years, 52 years, people have been doing bombing. How much have we benefited from that as a nation in general? Look, I am not the one who locks. It's the judge and the magistrate. I'll get them prosecuted. If the law locks them, they will be there. If the law locks them, well, you know, let me tell you, in politics sometimes, let me tell you, Fatou, let me tell you. We'll talk about this. Sometimes it's good to make threats. Let me tell you, Fatou, let me tell you. The secret about us, sometimes it's good to make a threat. And then they get scared. I'm coming. Wow. It's good to make some threat. And now they're realizing that this is not a joke, and we are not joking. Let them not use your program to think that if they're doing, we will deal with them.
Fatou, on a serious note, I have an issue that the tourism minister needs to address.
What's that?
Tourism, like any other thing, is a vice. You know what's a vice? Something that's bad.
But at what level? Level compared to benefits?
I'm coming.
Where the income and the...
let me land. Let me land with all due respect, sir. The vices of tourism is we're importing foreign culture into our culture, and that's why the people you're calling today bombsters, they are the byproducts of what the tourism industry has done. The gay lifestyle and everything else we are slowly seeing in Gambia thanks to our tourism. So therefore, the government needs to have a package to retrain those people and put them. Number two, let me finish, then you can answer. Number two, there is what you call encroachment in your sector. you are touching something you have no business in, but maybe 30 years ago you had a business in. Casinos were mainly centered in hotels 30, 35 years ago. The dynamics and the environment of the country has changed. Minister of Tourism has no business regulating gaming. And now gaming in the Gambia is under your purview, and Bundung is not under your purview. Serekunda is not under your purview. You need to take gaming out and consider it into your core activity. Your core activity is tourism regulation, tourism promotion, tourism enhancement.
You are wrong. You
I
are
am
wrong.
very right.
You are absolutely wrong. And you speak in buncoms. Let me tell you. We have a right to regulate it. It's in our portfolio to regulate this. Excuse me,
events have overtaken time.
It is our responsibility to regulate it. And the law is very strong and clear.
I agree.
Let me tell you.
But then,
let me
the casinos were in your hotel.
Let me learn. This is a free country. This is a country which believes in free market. And people have right to bring their businesses and to operate.
Yes.
And we are responsible of the gaming industry.
But you should not.
Excuse me, that's your opinion.
No, the reason why it's my opinion,
excuse me,
95% of the revenue coming from the gaming industry is not coming from the hotel TDA area.
Excuse me.
So if it's not in the TDA, it should not be yours.
Excuse me. That is your own opinion as an individual person.
Give Caesar what's due to Caesar.
That is your individual opinion as you are who you are. That's it. Nobody says what you are saying. We are a government that believes that is a free market. When Jammeh came and banned the gaming industry, we lost thousands of jobs.
Yes.
Our responsibility as a government to restore those jobs.
I agree.
It's our responsibility as a government to create jobs.
I agree.
To restore. And one of these responsibilities was to make sure that the gaming industry is back.
But not under your purview.
I'm coming.
Let me come in.
I'm coming.
I have partners that are in the gaming industry. Yes. For example, Lotto is our sponsors.
Yes.
Why the department is charging these people per stand?
Forget about the stand. It's not their area.
I'll give you the background of that. Yes. I'll give you the background. When I was in Parliament, I'll give you. Excuse me. Let me tell you what brought that. Okay. Let me tell you what brought that. Okay. When I was in Parliament, there was this open license for them.
Yeah.
250 you pay, or 50,000 was the amount then.
Yeah.
You can put everywhere. We realized that there were some school children who were taking their lunch to play. It came to my attention as a parliamentarian.
Yeah.
I went to see the finance minister. I said, let's make this difficult. Let's make it stiff and difficult. A Gambian who is listening to me now, who had an interest in it, came to see me. I said, I don't sell my office. The interest of Gambian children matters to me.
I know.
We must make sure that we make it difficult. That was why we raised it from 50,000 to 250,000. I'm coming. No,
but that is good, Fatou. I support that.
Fatou, let me tell you, we cannot stop them doing business. We make it difficult.
Okay.
But we cannot stop them.
But it should not be under your ministry.
No, I'm coming.
Give it to Ministry of Finance.
No, finance cannot do that.
No, it's not your role.
No, it's our role.
You see, casinos.
It's our role. We do it.
35 years ago, you had few casinos residing in hotels.
Remember,
how do you justify 95?
That these people employ Gambians.
Oh yes,
So
but again, we have to protect the children who are supposed to go to school. We have to protect the children who are going to school.
Fatou, he is right.
We have to protect the children who are going to school.
We are going to take our first commercial break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about the tourism department, what plans he has, but also is the coalition government that dafa tas.
Amut.
Tas na. Da xamne ay ministre ñoo xamne integral part lañ. Ah? Xamuñ sax la ndax coalition bi am na ndax amatu.
Fatou yaa fi oo Halifa. yaa ko oo Halifa ne. li ngeen dajale woon ngeen jàmme loolu passé na. nañ leen bàyyi naxante gi.
dina ñëw suñ ñëwatee rek ñu yaatal
You just come to me, I will talk. I'm here to talk.
Okay. Comme moom dafa
we'll
take our first commercial.
Mane xara ñu may la napkin.
Universal Properties, the dynamic and most trusted agency in real estate and property management.
We are here to make housing affordable, accessible for every Gambian, despite their financial status.
What makes Universal outstanding in the market is our flexible payment plans.
We set standards in sales and letting of quality properties, mortgage, leasing, rentals, property valuation, construction, and many more.
All our sites are fitted with social amenities such as schools, water, electricity, playing ground, and a good road network. In Sukuta Phase 1 and 2, Jambanjeli, Sanyang, Brikama, Lamin Daranka, and Gunjur Commune of Sum.
Doing business with Universal Properties, it's a very wonderful experience.
Universal Properties, FIB House, Caraba Avenue.
The Gambia Revenue Authority wishes to inform the general public that income earned from the letting or leasing of property is taxable as per the Income and Value Added Tax Act 2012. In this regard, the general public is hereby informed that payment of rental income tax is an obligation on any person who earns income from letting or leasing properties. All rental income earned from properties in the Gambia is subjected to rental income tax. There are two types of rental income tax. A residential rental income tax charged at the rate of 10% of gross rent received. Commercial rental income charged at the rate of 15% of gross rent received. It is important to note that failure to declare and pay rental income tax is illegal and punishable under the Income and Value Added Tax Act 2012. To pay your rental income tax, rush to the nearest GRA domestic tax office or any of GRA's designated banks. Remember to pay your taxes and on time. GRA, collecting revenue for national development.
Do you want the best in office supplies? Do you want value for money? Then look no further. Vital Trading Limited is here for you. Vital Trading Limited is the best in town when it comes to office supplies and all your printing needs. We brand, rebrand, design and print logos, flyers, caps, pens, 3D signboards, neon signboards, envelopes and many more. We also have bank coin counters, bank note counters, fire protect safes, just to name a few. At Vital Trading Limited, satisfaction is guaranteed and we deliver on time. Visit our office today on the Bertel Harding Highway opposite the GNPC petrol station. Better still, call us on 4498756, 4498962. Visit our website today, www.vitaltradinglimited.com. Want the best in all your office supplies and printing needs? Then come to Vital Trading Limited.
Welcome back. Yagan def KERR FATOU. My daddy, guest buñ am tay. I think is one of the guests bo xamne Gambian si digga. He speaks from his heart. And it's good to have people like him on the show. You wax ak Gambians because things like this, we have so many complaints about the tourism sector si BGC because for example man personally actually going to a restaurant and we're stopped by the do you know what you cannot go in because tourism. I'm like, really, this is my country and I don't feel like I am in my country. Lulu the serious and so many other things, but having him here is really important to address some of these things.
Yeah, but Fatou, our biggest problem in this tourism sector is for Gambia to reposition, have a value proposition, and know what our product is.
Let me hit that.
Let me finish, sir. I will allow you. I want to learn. Let me learn.
Okay.
One thing, there is what you call vertical integration in business. And the Ministry of Tourism is allowing some businesses to vertically integrate. And I will make a name for the first time.
Okay.
Gambia Experience, they're bringing in tourists. Gambia Experience should be feeding hotels, primarily. Now they have a vested interest in a hotel called Novotel. Before they feed everybody else, they feed themselves. This is not good for brand Gambia. It's not good for our product. What we need to do, divest the interests. A tour operator cannot be a ground handler and a hotelier at the same time. What that does, they will make local receipts by selling tickets from Gambia to London, and they will pay the hotels locally with dollars, and the foreign exchange that should have come can be suppressed. So that's why we discourage as economists vertically integrated businesses.
I think you are totally again misplaced.
Thank you.
You got it all wrong.
Thank you.
You must accept there's what we call individual and corporate interest in business. I was one of the first who opposed Gambia experienced buying Combo Beach at the time. But today, I've realized that I was wrong to oppose that. I must confess.
Okay. Why?
I have traveled all over the world, where tour operators now build their own hotels.
Yes.
And when they build them, they are obliged to fill them.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't have a choice.
Yep.
You go to Cape Verde there, you go to Gran Canaria, you go to Egypt, you go to Turkey, many countries. Today, Thomas Cook have got their own brand hotels.
Yes, and even in Gambia soon.
They started one.
I know.
And they are now looking for another, even Gambian to partner with for another product.
I know.
I had a meeting with them. I'm just telling you. And FTI today is in Gambia.
Yeah.
They're going to build 2 new hotels. One of 500 rooms, the other one of 350 rooms. You're talking about 1,000 something guests a night that they have to fill by force. Whether they like it or not, they need to put guests there. They've leased this hotel and the Kairaba Hotel. They are obliged to fill them.
Yes.
And that, as a result, has given rise to all year round tourism, what TUI was doing. Because they're not going to close this hotel. We have worked with them and they've agreed they're going to continue throughout the season. Right? And then what comes now, we must look at the tourism sector in general. We've realized that we needed upscale tourists.
Thank you.
It's not coming from your mouth. It's not only by saying it. You must be seen to be acting in that manner.
Infrastructure.
That means your quality, your product must match that level. Because you're dealing with human beings who goes and feel it and touch it and then see whether they can take it or not. If you have 3-star hotels, you don't expect 5-star guests to come to your hotel.
Precisely.
You need to upgrade your hotels, number 1. Number 2, make sure you have a policy that discourages building 3-star hotels in our beautiful beaches. And that's the policy today. Nobody will be licensed to build a 3-star hotel in these beaches. And what we're doing is to encourage up-class tourism, upscale tourism, tourists who have the money to come and spend it here, to come here and enjoy our beaches. And I'm coming. We are also encouraging people to build hotels of 3 stars up country. One will open soon somewhere in Fodekunda, Fototo. The Gambians have invested some money there. And we are now encouraging as a ministry to support Gambians who now can build hotels so that we can encourage Gambian tourism, interstate tourism, intra-state tourism. Intrastate tourism, we need to encourage it in this country. Gambians don't go out with their families. You need to go to Basse on holiday. You need to go to Bansang. You need to go to Fatoto. You need to go to my village on holiday, but the facility must be there when you go there. What we are doing as a ministry, we're getting a group of Gambians to come forward. We're going to work a package holiday for diasporans that can come to the Gambia on holidays.
See what?
And it's been worked out.
You have a consultant
and
right
it's
here.
been worked out at the moment as I speak to you. It's been worked out. They will now have a package holiday that they can sell abroad and Gambians can buy and come and enjoy the beaches of this country. And they will stay as tourists. And they will be part. And we want to develop that at a time when the rates are reasonable. That is from May onwards. When they can come because they have social responsibility when they come on holidays. They are not only coming to enjoy, but they also have families and others to look after. And therefore, we want to encourage them to come at a period that the rooms will not be too expensive, that they can enjoy the best hotel, and yet still carry on their social responsibilities without being affected that much. And this will be a package. And it's being worked out as we speak now. And in the next 2 months, 3 months, you will see it all over. And I'm sure they will be willing to partner with people like KERR FATOU to help them promote this product. And that's why when I said to her, come and see me, and she's not coming, she didn't know what I'm calling her for. So what I'm saying is, as a government, this Barrow government want to make sure that every aspect of this tourism sector benefit Gambia. And that's why the value chain we're talking about. We want to make sure that our farmers, their product, is used in our hotels.
Yes.
We want to make sure that we don't buy fish, import fish. We don't import meat. That means you have to develop a strong livestock sector that can give you the dairy product you need, that can give you the meat that you need, and strong agriculture that can deliver. But on quality packaging. Quality packaging comes in to stay because we cannot compromise the quality and standard that this borough government want to promote in the industry.
Yeah, but Fatou, for 1 hour, the Honorable Minister has spoken about tourism, and the equation is tourism equals to beach.
No way!
Run away
no
from
way!
that.
No way!
The river.
No way!
Riverboat gambling.
I will come to that. Let me help you. Let me help you. Right now, as we speak, we are working on 2 river steamers, boats, to come to the Gambia, to cruise the Gambia River. The problem that we have, as I speak now, the last survey of the Gambia River regarding its depth and all that was done about 1940-something. And today, if you want to install a boat, you need to have reliable information to that. Yeah. We are working on that. Somebody told me the information I got from port, there is something contrary to that, but I need to see that on paper. I can only believe what Port Authority have given me. Yes. You understand? So what we are doing now, we are making sure that tourism goes beyond the beaches.
Thank you.
Exactly. We are making sure that Gambians also feel it beyond Banjul Serekunda.
Thank you. Exactly.
We are making sure that our cultural heritages, our important sites, contributes and benefits also, because they are contributing, but they also need to be complemented.
Thank you.
Yeah. Their preservation, their maintenance, their upkeepment. It's a very important matter for this borough government.
Thank you.
And that's why I'm saying that it's important that you come and attend the validation workshop of the new cultural policy that you want to develop. That will get into all this film industry, the music industry, the art industry, our cultural heritages, our important parts of this country.
Okay. Honorable Minister, one important part that is also going to affect your industry, if we are going to look at year-round tourism, is the flight system, the aviation, access. It's difficult to come to Gambia.
Yes, I am coming. Let me come to that.
It's difficult to come
to
Gambia.
let me come to that.
We do not have direct flights from anywhere except the UK. And that is only
excuse me.
It's a charter flight. It's
excuse me. Let me also come on that. The FTI group will be stationing a plane in Banjul that will fly tourists in the morning and evening and bring them back. As a ministry now, as I speak to you, we are working on a mission to Saudi Arabia that we want to work with the Saudi government as a government to export Gambian experts to go and work in their industry. They've floated $5 billion into that. And we have got a lot of intelligent, brilliant, honest, sincere, capable, professional Gambians who can deliver, who we can also export. As a ministry also, the FTI group is partnering with the Gambia Hospitality Institute to make sure we train 900 Gambians every year at a professional level. The institute has now changed its syllabus. We are going for the highest standard of syllabus, that when you graduate from there, your certificate is accepted all over the world, and you can work anywhere. As a ministry, we're also developing that level to make sure that we really produce 900 Gambians every year, that we can sell in the United Arab Emirates all over the world. As a ministry too, we have also stopped all contract with so-called PR companies, because we believe that they were only a means of giving money to people for nothing.
Thank you.
The government of Barrow have made an immediate stop of that.
Thank you, sir.
Over 20-something thousand pounds, about almost 20,000 pounds was being paid to people who were doing nothing. So the Barrow government have made a stop to that.
Good.
And what we have created now, we are going to send Gambians to represent us as destination managers in key areas, who will be given tasks to deliver based on targets, because we want to turn the tourism industry around to make sure that these Gambians will be equipped and be given all the means to work on projects that they can bring quality tourists to this country. Let me tell you, PR companies work in 3 stages. One, you hire them for nothing, just to make a note for you, a letter, nonsense. That's what the Gambia government was doing.
And come on to your tours when
you understand what I mean? And then, of course, just to arrange meetings. We don't need that. The other stage is you have a project. You need 5,000 tourists from Belgium, for example, or from Nigeria. You look at what you have in terms of budgets. You hire a company. Whether it's KERR FATOU or somebody say, this is what I want. Can you deliver me 5,000 tourists based on this amount of money? They agree, you pay them based on delivery. Or you go and tell the PR firm, give us a costing of maybe 20,000 tourists extra from UK for next year. They'll give you the costing. If you can finance it, you finance it. And then they bring you the numbers. But you don't just go and take somebody giving him £6,000 a month. For what?
Nothing.
And that's why the Barrow regime is saying an end to that as I speak to you now. Now as I speak, all contracts have been terminated.
Good. That's a good one. Okay. Yeah.
And we are sending Gambians to go and represent this country and be our ambassadors. Okay. And to promote this country and to make sure that our culture, our music industry, our film industry,
that especially,
every sector of this country is exposed all over the world. Okay. And that this country is rebranded. We are not a sex destination. If you want sex destination, you go to Thailand, not Gambia.
Back to that sex destination.
We are not. We are not. And please, every Gambian must sing that song. We are not.
Exactly.
We cannot afford to see this country being really brought down to that level. We must protect and preserve this country.
Go ahead before I come.
Exactly my point. Gambia nekut sex destination.
It is not, and it will never be.
Exactly. But ñun ñep witness nañ nga ñëw Sénégal mais foofu noonu nga gis paa yi tubaab bu mag a mag ànd xale boo xam ne you can tell su amee 18 years démba la xaral de they let them ñu romba man taxaw naa man personally not lu ma dégga lu ma fekkee and I challenge police bi fa taxaw at góor bi liggéey tourism board ma ne ko yaa ma police right now ne waruma romba fii and everything fine ma ne ko man soo ma xoolee xam ne I'm very responsible te I'm actually going to a restaurant.
Yeah, thank you. It's been worked out. I'm very saddened about that. No, I am very saddened about that because no, I think you understand where we came from. People who have never been trained just to be brought up.
Gambian boy, I want to come in. There's this Gambian, Demba Njai. He came from Sweden.
No, let me tell you, we are aware of these things.
He came with his family.
No,
they let his family go.
Let me tell you, when you talk about this thing, it really makes me sick. I understand. Let me tell you. No, you must understand as a government too. Let me tell you, we are very responsible. But we cannot overcome all these challenges overnight. Something was changed. People who have been there for so many. You wake up one night, brought us people who did not have any idea of how to manage with human beings. I mean, in-service training is on course now. We are aware of this, and I can tell you that we are making every effort to correct these things.
Now that only, I think address number one.
No, not.
And then with regard to the issue of sex tourism.
With the tourists, because pedophile.
Let me tell you, our law is very strong on that. Anybody caught will be taken to court.
Yes.
And be dealt with. Simple. There is no question about that. And less than 18 years, you are not even allowed to enter a guest room.
Yes.
And the law is there. And no, I'm saying, listen, let me tell you, the law is there and the law will always work.
Fatou.
Honorable, you touched on something very important, the music industry.
Yes.
Ñun fofu moy suñu area. Musicians, you look at our Gambian musicians. The unions are not working.
They are going to work.
The promoters associations are not working.
It's all going to work.
Promoters are clashing.
We are with you. We're going to work it out and be rest assured that we have made sure that there is a budget for this. The borough government is working on that.
Let me come in. What is the ministry doing? We have seen artists, Yohame, for them to grow as musicians, they have to go to the international world. They are denied visas because they don't have the backing of their government. If the government back these artists, if they back these musicians, they should be able to have access to visas to travel and come back home. But because they don't have the support, the unions are not working. What is your? Let me finish. What specific? This is important. What specific programs and plans do you have for musicians? Our music industry.
We want to reorganize the entire industry.
Okay.
And we want to collaborate with everybody on board. Okay. You understand? The need assessment that we conducted in the beginning is there and is part of the National Development Program, the NDP. If you looked at it. So we are committed and we are ready to partner with the music, all stakeholders in the industry and to work with them to better the situation. And we are ready as a government to do that.
I think one thing I have realized, guys, is that this ministry have so many plans.
Yeah. And they are working.
And they have programs.
And they are working too.
But how come us, the people, don't know about this?
Excuse me.
We do not know.
I have realized.
About all these fine ideas.
Fatou, let me tell you.
But the people that are supposed to benefit from it, they don't know about it.
Let me tell you the problem.
Yeah.
We just concluded a retreat of our ministry satellite institution, where we match our program and strategies towards in line to align it with the National Development Program.
Yeah.
We did that as a ministry. We've realized too that we should have been more open and tell people what we are doing.
Yes.
More often than we are doing now.
Yeah.
And that's why the monthly press conferences that we started has to continue.
Yeah.
It cannot break, it must continue so that people can engage us. And we are now going to consult because right now the budget, the new budget will start. And we've got all these provisions there in the Ministry of, they've got something they never got in the history of Gambia. Go and check. The amount of money the Barrow government have allocated to culture. Not tourism, culture. Okay. They have never got it in their life.
That's true. That's good.
The budget went over threefold or fivefold. Okay. Just to make sure that we want to get all these things, bring them alive, develop the industry, we need to develop you people.
Yes.
Because you feel you have been cheated.
Yes. Okay.
We feel you're not getting value. Look at Fambondi. Those who were there, you see them in the street. You have your tears there. Yeah. Yes. And you see a lot of things that have happened. We want to address. President Barrow is aware of this. And that's why we are doing everything possible. But we need everybody on board. Absolutely. We have to partner with you. We sit down together and we chat the way forward.
Okay. Fatou, back to our tourism.
Yeah.
We need progressive ideology, and for once, we should allow ourselves to think out of the box. I will urge the Honorable Minister to visit Southern California. You see, I'm sorry to say, but I will say this because you cannot live in the 20th century and you still want to be in the 18th, not even 19th century, 18th century. See, Gambians are very convenient apologists. What's good in the West, we want it. What we think conflicts with so-called traditions and culture, we don't want it publicly, but we will want it behind closed doors. There's an emerging tourism trend in the world called medical marijuana, which I will make it very clear, I don't smoke, but I see the benefits economically for states like Colorado, Denver, even Holland. We have a place called Jinak Island. Whether I like it or he likes it, something is happening there. Instead of taxing it, we can use it as a tourist destination and a haven that is sealed off. We can have festivals, and it doesn't have to be in hardware infrastructure.
Let me help you.
But soft
infrastructure. Let me help you.
Yes.
With the little I studied and learned about psychology and human development, I am convinced that the human mind is so powerful, that the human mind resists so much, that stopping certain things makes it worse.
Yep.
I'll give you an example. Maybe you may not, probably you were young. In the early 70s, we had this Kube Jara. And youths, when we tasted, you cannot believe what we do to ourselves. Stab, knives, some of them even kill themselves. When the police banned it, started arresting us, those who were using it, I've never used it, but I have friends who have used it and I saw what they suffered. They were using it because the police were arresting them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the police stopped arresting people about Kubejara. Some of you don't even know Kubejara today.
No. Yeah.
Because the human mind is the mindset that always want to resist and say, I can do it. Even though it's forbidden, I want to do it.
Yeah.
I am a believer that marijuana, nobody should be sent to jail for it.
Yeah.
This is me speaking.
Yeah.
I'm coming as a politician.
Yeah.
As a politician, I'm saying it is my belief that I shouldn't send a young man 5 years imprisonment for smoking one joint in the street and then be imprisoned and mixed with common criminals.
Yeah.
I don't share that view.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I have to tell you this. So for me, I am a strong believer of how the human mind works and how it develops and reacts. And I believe in that.
Yeah.
And I believe that really, marijuana is something that can be really liberalized. In 5 years, nobody will talk about it.
But I'm talking about the economic aspect
I'm coming. That's just one aspect.
Yeah.
You are talking about the economic aspect of it.
Not selling it, making clothing out of it.
I'm coming. I'm just telling you, for me, I don't believe that that should be an issue for us.
Yes.
For now. But I'm one out of many. But if I happen to be president of this country,
which you have an interest in,
100%.
Good.
At what time, what level, excuse me.
Yes.
At what time, what level, that's another issue.
But then again,
I'm coming.
Yeah, good.
That's another issue.
Yes.
But then, that's the time I can tell you that I will advocate for somebody to say, don't arrest anybody, young man, or any person to lock him or her because he's smoking ganja. That's my position. That is my position. But you see, I think what we need to do in this country, it was lacking. Dialogue.
Thank you.
Yep.
Information.
Communication.
Accepting each other. Accepting each other's views. Being reasonable. Being honest to each other too. We lacked it a lot because the situation did not allow it to happen.
It wasn't conducive.
And then we stopped personalizing things. You talked about Gambia experience, for instance. I have discussed with SN Brussels during my trip. They're going to put up a direct flight to Banjul.
Wow.
About time.
Extra direct flight to Banjul.
I hope they can feel it.
It's about time.
No, I'm coming. That's where the deal is coming. They've been bought out by Lufthansa.
Yes.
They've got over 300 million euros to buy new aircrafts. They need to deliver. There's an opportunity for us.
Yes.
They want to work with other tour operators and other projects that are maybe in the making to fly Gambians everywhere in the world to come on holidays here.
Yep.
We are innovating. We are working as a ministry, as a government.
Now coming to the government. Now coming to this government.
So it's good, but let's talk.
Yes. Now coming to this government.
We need to talk.
Let's talk.
Yes.
Let's talk.
Yes.
Let's talk. Is this government in shape? Is it intact?
Does
is
it
the
have
government,
a clean bill of health?
Is this coalition government intact?
100%. There is no party that have withdrawn from the coalition government. Parties and individuals are different. You must understand.
Let me
land. Excuse me, let me land.
Okay.
Parties are instruments of democracy. They are institutions within a democratic setup, not individuals.
Yeah.
There is no political party that is part of this coalition that have asked that is resigning or out of the coalition.
Officially.
No, excuse me. I don't care what is not. No, excuse me.
Okay.
No, they don't own parties.
They don't own parties.
You don't. That's where Gambians are getting it wrong.
They don't own parties.
You cannot get it wrong.
Yes.
These parties remain in the coalition of the coalition government led by Adama Barrow. All the 7 parties, they're still there.
Yes.
Okay.
If an individual march out, that's an individual, not the party.
Yes.
If the party meets to say they're out, then we know what has gone. No party have written or asked to quit the coalition government.
Point of fact.
And let me also tell another issue that is important.
Yes.
The president is the chief executive.
Yes.
He has the right to appoint.
Yes.
He has the right to fire. Firing an individual from a position does not take his or her party out of the coalition. Don't misconstrue. Don't misconstrue. No, I don't want to get. I'm not the president.
That's not our business.
It's not my business.
It's a prerogative of the president.
Yes, that's not my business.
Okay.
Don't mix parties and individuals.
I'm supporting you on this one.
Yes.
It's a prerogative of the president.
Yes. I'm just asking. Okay.
Fatou, is a prerogative of the president to appoint
Exactly.
and fire.
All
and
parties are intact.
He doesn't owe anyone an explanation.
Yes.
But Fatou,
What's your take?
My take is this government is intact.
Why
This coalition.
Listen to me. What's your take?
Yes. Don't mix individual and parties.
It's a coalition government.
It is 100% the same government. Parties, not individuals.
Okay.
These are parties, 7 parties. They are still in the coalition with one independent candidate. No party have written to say it is withdrawing.
Yes.
So we are intact 100% under the leadership of Adama Barrow.
Yes.
Fatou.
But
What's your take on?
What's
your take
they
on
be replaced
Halifa
by the
Saleh
same party?
saying that this government, we had a government change, but we don't have a system.
Halifa has a right to his opinion, my friend.
No.
Okay.
That it has nothing to do with me.
Fatou.
That is our opinion of Halifa Saleh.
Honorable.
I have a different opinion.
Honorable.
Everybody have a right
What's
to
your
that.
opinion?
What to say? What?
He says we have a government.
That is his opinion.
But we don't have a system change.
Honorable.
That is his opinion.
What's your
I
opinion?
believe the system have changed. This testimony, you sitting here with me in this hall, talking about democracy, talking about what advance our country, is a clear testimony that there is a system change, Fatou. Let's be honest to ourselves. Let's not fool anybody.
Yes.
There is a system change, and the change is continuing, and nothing will stop that change.
You know, we had Honorable Saleh here.
Yes.
And he said, you Gambians ask us to take Jammeh out. We came together.
All of us, not all of
we.
us. We Gambia, not you.
Yeah, I said we.
We Gambia. Use the word we.
Let me finish. I said we. We Gambians, he said you ask us, you meaning the public, ask the politicians to take Jammeh out. We, the politicians, came
It's not
together.
the politicians who took Jammeh out.
But
It's the Gambians who took Jammeh out.
But let me finish first,
Yes.
sir. Allow me to learn. We, the politicians, through our parties, came together, and with the Gambians, we took Jammeh out.
Yes.
Other than that, we are an unholy alliance. What he means by unholy alliance...
That's an opinion of an individual.
Let me finish, sir.
My friend,
No, you
he has a right to his opinion.
I said it.
No, that's his opinion. That is Khalifa's opinion.
No,
That's
my
his
opinion.
That was your opinion.
My opinion. But the point we are
That's
trying...
nothing to do with NRP or Ahmad Ba or Usainu Dabo or UDP. That's an individual opinion.
Allow me to
Not
learn.
even the PDOI's opinion.
Allow me to learn. What I'm saying here is...
And he has a right to his opinion.
Allow me. What brought you guys together was smaller than what will keep you together. And the reason why I'm saying this, you had a common denominator called Yaya Jammeh.
Yes.
Once we resolve that issue, there's divergence because Linga Buga, Mom la Dabo Buga, Mom la Halifa Buga. Then we have to be honest with each other. Wow.
boo ko buggee te yàlla joxul la ko nangul ki ko yàlla jox nga jàppale.
D'accord.
dégg la may ma tuuti rek. nañ accept yàlla.
D'accord.
gis nga ñun. Gambien si li ñu yàlla may buñ ko abuse.
waaw.
seet ngeen li yow ci leen dëkk yëpp foog dictateur génn rek na anaki moo fa nekk. Somalia I can name you all these countries.
Yes.
Yemen everywhere. yàlla wërsëgal ñu. out of all of us. ñi fi nekkoon 20 years di sonna. yàlla tànn kenn suñ biir coppet. ne ko yow laa jox réew mi. pour juróomi at. I'm coming. Read your constitution. Excuse me, please.
Why you sign?
No, ana fuñ ko sign. Indil ma paper. Bring my paper. Bring my paper buñ sign. No, déglu rek. Déglu
wax ci yéen mooy déglu flip flop.
déglu dali xaaral rek xaaral. sign ngeen ndax signu leen.
Man de
understanding lañ.
Excuse me.
Waaw.
Ahmad Ba bugga naa ku ma indil fu ma sign ne 3 years.
kon signu leen 3 years.
Indil ma. ñi ko wax nañ indi.
Fatou
ñi wax may ma tuuti.
Contract is explicit or implied.
non déglu ma la may ma tuuti. may ma tuuti. may ma tuuti. indil leen ma buñ sign woon ma. indil leen ma luñ sign woon ma. man daal indil leen ma buñ sign. indil ma luñ sign.
waa léegi damaa laajte rek sign ngeen da sign.
indil ma luñ sign. indil ma luñ sign.
kon daal
Baro
5 years laay dóor ba mu dee.
man ragal naa leen de.
na ngeen ma indil buñ sign.
ragal naa leen.
ma ne indil ma buñ sign teg. bring me something that they sign and bring me.
Honorable man de tey laa leen ragal.
ma ne jox ma luñ sign.
déedéet waxuma sign dama ragal.
jox ma luñ sign. jox ma déedéet. jox ma luñ sign. lu waa Gambia moo supreme. waaye jox ma. may ma tuuti. nañ dégluwaal seen let's be fair. déglu leen ma. jox leen ma kayit buñ sign ne mu ngi nii.
waaye nax ngeen nit ñi.
may déglu may ma tuuti. xaaral ma pare yu itam nag ñang jox ma kayit indil ma ne ma. fii ngeen sign yéen a d'accord. ne ñetti at la signature baa ngi nii jox ma ko. ñaareel bi may ma tuuti rek may ma tuuti ñaareel bi. da ngeen war a understand ne. dëkk bi dañ jógee fu métti.
dëgg la.
defar réew du mbiri caaxaan.
dëgg la.
gis ngeen commission bi sax pareeguñ te ñoon ñetti weer. la nga gis ëpp na ñetti ñaata. bët bu nga gis lu bees. suñ commencé fii Truth and Reconciliation commission bi. di ngeen waaru.
dëgg la
kenn du waxati ñetti at. maa rey diw ak diwa ma rey loo diw ñu koy nettali. foog loolu jeex. bu ñu waree reform constitution bi wasee reform criminal code bi war a delluwaat réew mu war a jekka ku ko mën a def ñetti at.
waaye yéen a waxoon ñetti at
may ma waxoon nañ ko waaye fu ñu ko signé.
waxeet.
déedéet. déedéet fan lañ ko signé. jox leen ma kayit.
li ngeen ñu wax lañ wax de waaye li ngeen ñu wax.
jox leen ma kayit.
sa kaddu dafa
Gambia mu ne.
sa kaddu
lu Gambia mu ne.
waaw
lu Gambia mu ne Adama Barrow 5 lay def. mu neex Adama Barrow 5 lay def. mu naxari ko 5 lay def.
waaye ba nga taxawee Saloum da nga ne 3 years.
du bàyyi loi bi 5 years la ko jox. by force 5 lay def. Adama Barrow will be 5 years will he likes it or not 5 years. te amul jox leen ma kayit buñ si ñu ne.
waaw léegi dama am question ma jox kayit te ñu bari ñu ko bëgg a xam.
mooy lan
comme que coalition government su toogee su kenn génnee parti benn individual not parti.
non parti génnu de.
individual su génnee. parti génnu comme coalition la ñëpp a dajaloo woon. foofu leen ne da ngeen war a dellu si parti boobu. ngeen jël fa keneen.
président moo am prérogative wax loolu. loolu du su man président mooy ka ko gënal mu fal ko du man parti yi ñëpp fay ñu ngi si coalition kenn génnut
gis nañ Macky ba mu ñëwee coalition individualize this coalition
I agree léegi si moto yi
man daal Gambian
waaye moto yi
you are thinking why are you thinking this way
sa parti member yi am nañ ci pick up
yi
parti member ban
in
parliament
waaw
oh yes
waaye loolu dafa wrong
mais ma
dinaa la wax li tax mu wrong dama la wax li tax mu wrong li tax mu wrong dafa am li nga xam ne moo ñu fi naxari woon
mooy lan
nguur goo xam ne ci biir cabinet laa doxalee ñi ci saal bi suñuy génn duñ xam la xew ca cabinet ba
mooy lan
ñun nag ñu ne we the people
mooy lan
waaw maa ngi
mooy lan wax ma dégg bàyyi leen di wax information
damaa daaneel ma daaneel
kacaw kacaw yi ngeen ko fu nekk toppa internet bi leen
di ñun ñoo leen fa teg
ñun ma dégg
ma ñëw soo ma mayu doo ma déglu ñun ñoo leen fa teg
lan ngeen def lan
waaw ma ñëw waaw may ma rek
waxu leen fu moto yi jóge
waaw déet may ma
waxuloo fu ana bi ko président déggulo ko
honorable may ma
président déggulo ko président déggulo
moo fa nekkoon
waaw mais
xamul fu mu jógee yow yaa ne xamul fu mu jógee yaa xam fu mu jógee
honorable li ma bëgg a wax dafa yomb te lii dafa ñor Gambien te
waaw ma dégg
waaw bëgg naa
waaye ma tontu
waaw waaye li ma bëgg rek mooy gom ngeen ne yéen askan bi ngeen a liggéeyal
100 ñooñu fa teg
jërëjëf
ñooñu fa teg
waaw jërëjëf léegi askan bi ne ku baax ku ñëw ne président man day maa la ekkatil lii ngeen sukkandeku ñun rafetlu nañ ko waaye dañ bugg a xam kan la xam nga te ñu bugg a xam kan la ñun ñëpp ba ñu toog fa toto dañ am ay diwi essence bugguñ ñii ñëw di ñu may ëllëg ñu def nii loxo man day dama bugg a lii ku laa defal am yaakaar moo tax nag ñun waaw mais ma jekkali moo tax nag ñun askan bi dañ bugg a ngeen leeralal ñu moto yi kan la
dafa am lu ma la bugg a wax
ñu ne waaye yàlla la
waaye déglu ma la dafa am lu ma la bugg a wax
waaw
xam nga ñaari façon yi coalition oto moo ñëw bi parti yi di dawal parti yëpp a ngi koy dawal
waaw
ku delloo bosam
kenn
laajte nañ fu loolu jógee
xam nga ta boobu sonal
dama laa ñu itam nag you are not being fair I think you are just too subjective lépp moo la
waaw bàyyi ko mu jekkal
da nga laajte fu oto yooyu jógee bañ la ko joxe
déedéet
da nga ko laajte nguur de parti lañ ko joxe
déglu ma da nga ko laajte
parti lañ ko
coalition bee ko joxe mais ma tuuti rek
mu jekkal rek
waroon ngaa laajte sax bu dee parti bu la ko jox
waaye parti du
parti bi ma ne mooy def
xam nga man bokkuma ci benn parti
dama laa laajte waroon ngaa laajte boobu
parti bi war naa mën a laajte
waruma koo laajte
non parti bi war naa mën a laajte even in America
waxuma
if you
let me move you are not being fair
even their donors are being
no excuse me you are not being fair as an experience and you knowing all what you know where the truth lies you are trying to evade it you know the truth
go ahead
bi ñu kii ñëw ekkati Barrow ne ko président Barrow gis na members of parliament sofa bi ñoo sofa coono bi ñu nekkee di ñaan lif di bokkaa nit ñi si moto yi ñu di ñeen den gaaruwaale den saaga he feels very bad about that amuñ ko ci économie bi amul ci kees gi bu gisee ku mun a ñaan ne dimbaleel ma suma gars yi ñu am moto
dafa rong
may ma tuuti rek maa ngi ñëw in good faith te yàlla tax mu dëkk bu ñàkk boo xam dañ ko rob sàcca ko pour dignified responsible men like the National Assembly nga ekkati loolu jox leen ko
soxla nañ ko
waaye war nañ koo yelloon nag waaye ñang mënoo maa tontu parce que doo ko tontu dëgg amuloo dara looy daaneel
separation of powers
ñu obligation kenn
waaye da nga am separation of powers
Fatou mooy sa xarit seet si ma
Fatou wax bi ñu war a wax la de Fatou buñ sàcca film bi dañ am lu ñu ooyee separation of powers executive bi dafa war a check legislative bi
ana judiciaire bi foo ko bàyyi
waaw ma ñëw rek
ana judiciaire bi nga yem fële rek ana judiciaire
bi su ekkatee ay moto jox ko it's dignified bribery xam nga lu tax
no it's not dignified bribery so yow léegi xaalis bi la wool banque may dignified bribery
déedéet
do dama laa laaj rek may ma tuuti
bii dafa utee
xaalis bi nga war a millennium challenge dignified bribery Amérique dañ la bribe may ma tuuti rek noppil ma ne hey yéen wuluma
président amul
cokkeel ngaa wax yow
lu leen a neexal
ñang
tàngal la ñang doo ko defal tàngal ci gémmiñam
ñang yaay you are not being honest to yourself you know what the truth is you are not
no honorable man d'accord naa si moto yi because soo demee si yeneen dëkk nga gis suñ member of parliament ni ñoo mel nga compare
my friend
yàlla neexul si xol
any moto rek ak any amin
man leen la jaxal sax si moto yi léegi
yoon dafa am
ñoom ñoo ko moom su seen taam jeexee dañoo dem ak moom ñu utaat ñeneen pour ñi ñëw
déedéet office bañ ne lañ ko jox joxuñ ko individual ñëw seen tur office bi ma tuuti it's not in their names.
It's called inducement in English.
loolu dañ ko jox gars yi pour seen office yi boo demee keneen ki la replace moo ko jël liggéeyee ko ku fi dee léegi ñoom duñu ubbi ñooy eb ñu yóbbu seen provinces ku fi feebar ñooy numéro jëli gars yi they are even serving as ambulances.
Honorable suma maam ne
loolu ñu jox la ko nga ne yow doo ko jàpp pour sa nit ñi.
Honorable suma maam ne lu bon du yaaga bem dagan suma maam mu ne lu bon du yaaga bem dagan dafa am fu mu rongee
mu bon mooy lan
li mu bonee xam nga lu ci bon li ci bon dama bëgg rek
yow foo far yow
man fen
am na foo far yow yow am na foo far
Gambia la
non am na foo far am na foo far yow ma ne war nañ seet sa mbir non na pare man dinaa ko invite man oolu naa ko man oolu naa ko te gisuma ko dama dee riid mbiram rek oolu ko
Gambia la far
te du moom kenn Gambien si ma jël xawma leen dama gis ñuy riid ñuy binda ma oolu leen I'm going to appoint them.
Gambia la far te
I don't know them but I know they can deliver.
Yes.
Some of them I don't know but I know they can deliver.
Gambia la far te dafa am lu Gambia wax mu ne
ñun
dañ war a am systems and procedures. The executive
looloo fi sës
amul droit
looloo fi in law
amul right
wala mu ngi fi in law mu ngi fi in practice
legislature bi
mu ngi fi in law in practice
legislature bi li tax ñu bañ loolu ñun dañ ko sip
xam
nga lu tax ñu sip
ñang you are one of those lost people ñu xam ne def lost sense of direction xamatuñ fu aduna bi doxee
governance dafa ñuy ooyee governance
yow yaa ngi jël bale laajte wuloo bii dool ngay laajte
déedéet bale parti lañ ko jox
parti bi ku la ko jox
man de bëgguma xam
waaye joxuñ ko gars individually sa tamit
waaw joxuñ ko gars individually looy waxati
the institution
can we conclude
the institution dañ am pen pushers mooy MPs yi
finally balaa ñoo dem honorable nga ne baro 5 years laa toog
maa ko wax
waa léegi
code ma anywhere
waaw bu 5 years bi jeexee
waaw
baro dafa taxawaat ndax yow
loolu suma business des na si baro
yow nag dangaa taxaw
man loolu defaguma décision boobu waaye I will make decision at the right time
honorable nañ bàyyi naxante gi mooy
I will do it at the right time
déedéet naxante gi mooy saron xol
suma lan
saron xol ak saron ngegenaay xam nga ne honorable ba démba decide na ne toogu boobu daf ko soxla ci waxtu bi jotee
bépp suma bakkan bi bépp
waaye nag dafa am problème
balaa ma sangoo suuf
waaye nag am na problème bu ci ne problème bi mooy
problème ban
ngóor si tey Adama Barrow bu jógee ëllëg ne man ni dama bugg a place bi fu nekk may ma
nañ bàyyi bi waxtu ba jot
waaw may ma Fatou
man ma fay nekk di wax lu ci rek seegul
Fatou dafa am lu sama wax loolu
waaw léegi li ma laaj
lu fi rek seegul mu ne
waaw li ma laaj mooy
loolu man duma ci wax
li ma bëgg a laaj mooy
nekk am na bëgg ko am nga right pour def lu la neex after 5 years
li ma bëgg a laaj
everybody can get into the race you are getting ready somebody is getting ready ñëw leen
li ma bëgg a laaj mooy
bokk ci gars yi la daan moto yi boo ko joxoon ñaar mu yóbbu
after 5 years bi
bu ñu la joxoon juróom nga jël bu ñu la joxoon benn nga jël
man sa sama jël
Fatou nii bu ma la joxee nga jël
kay bëgg naa man kay bëgg naa after 5 years bi
waaw
after 5 years bi comme léegi leer na ne baro 5 years
5 years la maa ko wax te moo ne si loi bi te moom la ko Gambien si wootelee
léegi after 5 years
nañ ma woon kayit buñ signé 3 years nañ ma woon
waaw after 5 years bi
indil leen ma kayit bi
waaw dama ne
jox ma ne fii lañ ko signé
after 5 years bi ndax baro mun naa taxawaat loolu la
loi may na ko is a citizen of the Gambia ma ne woon ma biñ sign woon ma fuñ sign woon ma buñ sign wax déedéet woon ma luñ sign waxuma la dama ne déglu ma la man olof laa la làkka may ma tuuti dag ma ne luñ sign may la indil ma ko
Fatou Maam Teer Njaay mooy suma maam mu ne ñii soppal te bul óolu
politicien
man day loolu laa gëm
man nag yow óolu nga ma yow te xam ne óolu naa la te man óolu naa la te gisuma la dama jàngal say mbir ma yónnee si yow pour mën nañ mën indil parce que man nit ñu am xam-xam ñu baax lay ut
man li sax man naw la
te uyu ma may ma tuuti te ñi ma jël ñii yëpp pour yóbbu leen 90% bi sax xaw ma leen musuma leen naa gis waaye dama feel ne mun nañoo represent Gambia bi and that's all my conviction results laa bugga te dama bugga ñu deliver results and that's all I want te dama laa óolu tam musuma laa gis dama jàng seet li ngaa def ma gis ne kii am na idea I like this guy I send for you so pour man that's all I am interested I'm interested Gambia who can deliver man bëgguma kuy Paate kuy Demba kuy Modou I am not interested of that
du Samba Paate suma bokk la waaye
I don't know them
li nga wax ni am na solo
I don't even know them
naw naa la ci li ngay def mooy politique bi dafa nekk loo xam ne pour yóbbu dëkk bi kanam la ba pare yow it nga jagar ci sa su ma ne jagar sa boppa sa goodwill
exactly
léegi man day waxtaan naa politicien yu bari waaye fi nga jógee fi ngay ñëwee ak li ngay séentu neex na ma te yaakaar nga sa boppa óolu nga sa boppa te mun ngaa présenter sa boppa ñi mel ni yow nag moom lañ bugg a ñu nekk champion yi Gambia luy champion yi Gambia product la boo xam ne ñun ñëpp sales agent yi Gambia lañ du driver bi du maçon bi du police bi kon nag ñun ñëpp dañ war a béy suñu waar waaye yow it naa la wax nag leena kontaan na ne yaa ngi béy sa waar te continuer di béy sa waar di te li ngay def am na njëriñ waaye it bi rek lu tuuti la mooy ne mënu leen yëpp xamu leen yëpp te yaa ngi consult kontaan naa ci continuer ci loolu and at the end of the day benefit bi is not for Hamat Bah honorable waaye dëkk bi la kon nag day gris rek dama la ko explain one thing waaw
ñi ma all yëpp xaw ma leen
dëgg la
I don't even know where they come from man when I make a decision I don't care what you are I look at your ability to deliver at the end of the day results Gambians have to take stock on all of us Barrow moom mooy borom gétta gi
dëgg la
ku nekk dafa am lu mu la jox booy war a sàmm at the end of the 5 years ku ne dangaa dem laajte ji Gambians ne loo fi def diw loo fi def diw loo ñu defal diw loo ñu defal understand nga li ma la so pour man dama bil ne bés boobu mu ngee ñëw this is not the time toog di kas ki génn naan kii génn na kii dugg na parti yi ñoo fa ne benn parti génnut coalition mais ma laan Fatou dama bugg rek Gambien si understand yàlla moo fi teg Adama Barrow 5 years yàggul barki yaa jëme ñaar fukki atam ñaari mu ngi mel ni démba la woon 22 years biñ sofa mu ngi mel ni démba la woon what is 5 years
nothing
nañ concentrate on building this country reform country bi reform civil service reform system bi change processes bi def fi système boo xam ne ëllëg buñ fi jógee kenn mënu koo yaa kenn mënu koo toj Gambien si mun koo resist loolu lañ war a build fi mu ne nii this is not the time to start di wax naan diw na fi jógee diw na fi dem ak diw 3 years it's not the issue the issue is what can we give to the Gambians after 5 years how solid base can we put this economy how many jobs can we create how many Gambians can we lift from poverty how much we can brand this country how many people will love to come and invest in this country what level of income bu ñoo mën a defal Gambians how many of you should have your own homes without running the trouble of going for a rent. You know, these are the things that we need to battle with at the moment. For me, the issue of 3 years, no, the hypocrisy la. The law is 5 years. Can munut ma indil kayit buñ ci 5 years again.
Honorable, finally bala ñoo dem li nga wax ni am na solo. Boo toogee nga gis cabinet ministers, members of the coalition, ñu ngi campaign di politique. te ñun ñëpp xam nañ ne lii du time campaign lii du time politique fooguloo ne there are people ñoo xam ne ñu ngi undermine système bi they should be working pour dimbale nguur gi mu taxaw put down that is saa yu nekk daf ko dee this government is not the government that is not going to give us luñ séentu yëpp waaye dañoo teg système foundation
exactly
if we are here pour ne nañ taxawal foundation every day ñu gis cabinet members yi honestly mun naa ne man musuma gis kii mu dem def rally di campaign under NRP musuma ko gis but I have seen cabinet members, political leaders, ñu ngi campaign.
Waaw dama la bëgg a dimbale ci loolu.
How can we be campaigning?
Fatou, let me help you.
Coalition members,
let me help you.
Politique.
Waaw let me help you. Dama la bëgg a dimbale rek. Waaw mais ma tuuti loolu laa bëgg a dimbale tuuti rek.
Waaw.
Foofu la hypocrisie bi commencé. Macky Sall mu ngi amee ñu mel ni ay Tanor. Ay Buxaama yu ko man téeméeri yoon.
Fuuf.
ñoom Moustapha Niass ak ñeneen. mu ngi leen dem under his cabinet. Macky ñoom Tanor duñ dem seen parti yaa ngaa campagne waaye ñu nga toog seen liggéey man suma parti seen last rally one of the biggest rally Farafenni lañ ko defee du ma dem right now they have their schedule like parties are institution nañ dem waaye man as an individual I will remain to do my job to deliver to the Gambian people liñ ma jëlee pour dem campagne soo amee parti na parti bi dem campagne
waaw d'accord
yow am nga parti na parti bi dem campagne aw ma ci problème waaye yow as an individual really I believe that you should concentrate and do your job and deliver to the Gambian people because Tanor Jeng doo ko gis muy campagne waaye PS nga campagne Moustapha Niass doo ko gis muy campagne waaye parti ba nga campagne man campagne yu ma waaye suma parti mu nga campagne for the local government elections understand nga so dama believe ne tam nit ñi dañu war a boytu hypocrite yi wax pour jaxase réew mi ñun li indi instability ci réew bu jógee si dafa yomba
waaw definitely
am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi doon live life boo xam ne mënu la koo believe yaa ngi ko gis ci commission si ñu ngee tiba xaalis def right and center maa yow ñuy sonal di torox ñeneen ñaa ngee play with millions of dollars and dollars everywhere ñooñu live boobu ñu minoon ñu aaye leen ko they will never rest.
Gars ñu ne yéen tam taay yéen a ngi leer de.
ban leer
ñu ne yéen a ngi leer.
dinaa lekk suma cere mbuum.
ñu ne taay yéen
may ma
ñu ne yéen a ngi soppi doxin de.
soo ñëwee suma kër bi nga lekk cere mbuum may ma tuuti. boo ñëwee suma kër Fatou. Fatou boo ñëwee suma kër da nga lekk cere mbuum. boo ñëwee suba da nga ndeewoo ruy añ bi nag lu ma am jël meew tam danaa rat sama nag yaa ngi fa jënoog suma kër dinaa dugg a ratale loolu aw ma ci werante
te loolu démba la
du tey déglu nit ñi nag réew mi dañ am kañaan
dégg
Fatou réew mi dañ am kañaan
tuutee la xool yi tuutee
réew mi Gambians yi have to aim big and go for big things.
Thank you.
ñu bàyyi pétisme. Fatou mu sol mbubb bu rafet nga ne caga la. Fatou mu dawal moto bu rafet nga ne nangam la. non dama la expliqué ma tuuti rek. nit ñi dañ bàyyi Gambians yi ñu am freedom ñu am liberty. ñu bàyyi fi pétisnes yi la ñu advocate.
bu fa zone ñu ne yaa
mais ma tuuti. bu ma toogee ku mel ni Jaliba ak li mu def ci réew mi. ak coono bi mu daj ci Yaya Jammeh. mu playal ku mel ni président. ñëpp toog ba mu jeex kenn mayu ko xaalis gàcce la. may minister of culture.
dama koy may
déglu ma la
man sax dama koy may
la ma may sax nit a ma ko jox.
Fatou.
nit déglu may ma tuuti. nit moo ma jox may ma nit fekk maa ngi jógee province exi.
dañuy maye dañuy baatare de
nit mu ne ma. bu nga may Jaliba ma ne ko maa ngi am gàcce. parce que Jaliba mu ngi nii. kenn jógut may ko. ba ma demee pour may ko Ousseynou Dabo ne ma nañu ànd may. ñu sigil Jaliba ko ñu dem sigil Jaliba nit ñi di saaga nit ñi ba mënu ma understand.
Fatou
ban concept la Gambien si am.
Fatou
dama ne ñooñu loolu mooy seen liggéey. foofu la ñoo dundalee seen joboot. buñ leen maytee kan leen a may.
Fatou
seen culture man de loolu laa gëm.
Fatou gis nga moom xamut ma waaye li ma xam ci moom. gis nga kii. ba mu am ay nag yu bari. Radville di ko jox mboxa yi muy jox nag yi di leen yóbbu ay place.
bul wax loolu yëpp
waaw du tey. loolu du tey.
waaw
kon nag su fekkee nit ñi xamuñ.
xam
nga foog na ne li lee tax.
xam nga aduna. jàng daf ci bari. te na Gambien si wàññi kañaan.
dëgg la.
nañ di apprécier tante
dëgg la
bàyyi di waxante lu bon
dëgg la
bàyyi di jowante nga gis nit xamuloo lu mu doon nga ne ci wax ci moom lu bon nañ buggante ñu jàppalante réew mi mun a dem man su ma nit ñëwee naan ma yow doo jël sa mbokka bay ban mbokka lay jël lu tax may jël suma mbokka fekkee mun ta jël liggéey bi lu tax du ma jël ku ko mun a def man li ma am interest mooy somebody deliver people are insulting you for not taking your relative why am I taking my relative when I see people who can do the job for me that I don't understand at the end of the day lu baax loolu ñëpp see jëriñoo They jobs see they are all over. Everybody is working, but we want more. We want to do more and get things done. And when we go out, we must represent our country. Don't want them to represent a party. They castigate Barrow. They hang them on his government ticket. Beat them everywhere. They want to bunch him up. No, we have to stop it. So, munda dekasi government bi resignal. waaye doo mun a jël fefeet
non dëgg la
da ngaa far benn boor soo buggatut Barrow bàyyil nguur gi nga dem li nga bugga nga def ko free society la bu la neexee every day nga organise rally why Adama Barrow is here to stay for the next 5 years but then we must build the institution without compromise and he's ready for it he's ready for it he's listening what people are saying and he watches all the program that I like him for me I don't have the time but moom dina watch the program watch GRTS watch everything 24/7 and the man is willing to listen.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for watching.
And when you tell him don't do this, he listen. Reasonable, he will not.
No, one thing we want to credit this government for. They listen. So nit ñi yu xool ci social media bi rek dañ dee gis reaction which is good.
I mean really and here is somebody who is so modest. So fekkee kii fi boo añee mbaa buy réere da nga wonder whether this is a president. You know, I'm just telling you, so I'm going to nguur gi amut xaalis. Ma ne ko amut xaalis ba kañ. You need to survive.
Waaye Fatou. dañ war a interview Barrow nag. and soon tamit. very soon xam nga lu tax.
di nga ko dox. 2018 mu wax ñu. lan mooy plan sam because
loolu dinañ ko def.
dinañ ko
def parce que really. to tell you pour ñu am ku mel ni Barrow doo gis yàlla bàyyi ñun ñëpp. man su ma fi toogoon du mel ni damaa fayu de.
xam naa la man xam naa la
doon fayu de.
te dina doon métti.
waaw Barrow nag fayuwut.
understand keneen noonu. moo tax yàlla ne ko coppet teg ko suñ kaw. balaa juróomi at yi jeex xol yi fiix. nit ñi mun a giifante yàlla du juum. nit ñi nag boo buggee falu te yàlla falul la. waaye da nga sonal sa boppa. waaye to be honest nañ concentrate on the coalition government pour ñu deliver to the Gambian what we call dividends of democracy. we need to deliver that to the people. and that's my.
waaw parti yi bari si nañ de. parti yi
yu bari ma gis Sénégal ak am 300.
li ngeen am yëpp liggéey leen ko si 5 years bii. next 5 years.
waaw yàlla xam loola. lu yàlla dogal ñu jël ko may ma lu yàlla dogal ñu jël ko may ma tuuti rek dimbali la again.
waaw
lu yàlla dogal nañ ko jël dama la bëgg a wax ne la.
waaw
yàlla mooy fal mooy folli.
dëgg la
mooy tànn mooy joxe.
dëgg la
te mooy jël ci nguuram dénkaane.
dëgg la
lam wax loolu mooy am.
dëgg la
kenn mënu si dara.
thank you so much honorable.
thank you.
thank you I think this is one of the best shows we're gonna have. thank you honorable Daddy. looy bàyyi gars yi.
well ñun de mënuñoo wax dara lu dul jërëjëf. yaaga nañ di fi am gan waaye mosuñoo am gan boo xam ne dafa jël temperature studio bi. yóbbu ko feneen waaye nag.
waaw
yal na yàlla def ñu am Gambien yu bari yu mel nii li ma wax ci loolu mooy ñu mun a express seen boppa ba pare ñu nekk ay weer nga see-through ñu wax nga gis li ci gannaaw. jërëjëf honorable kontaan na.
oli looy bàyyee gars yi.
dégg moom honorable wax na yëpp def na yëpp leer na. kontaan nañ trop ba pare gis nañ fan la bëgg a yóbbu dëkk bi forward. ñun ñëpp yaakaaroon nañ tourisme rek nga bëgg a boom. waaye gis nañ ne culture beeg musique bi yëpp. yaa ngi bokk nga am nga si ay plan. so ñu ngi laa ñaan daal comme ni nga ko waxee yaa ngi jël ñoo xam ne xamuloo leen pour ñu jàppaleen continuer noonu loolu fi nga commencé moom boo ko continuer alhamdulilahi rabbil alamin Gambie dinañ ñu dégg Gambie fiñ bëgg a eega dinañ fa eega kontaan nañ torop si sa ñëw fii tey ba pare tamit daal liggéey bi moom moo tax waa Gambie soxloon la pour xam yow si lan nga nekka te wax dëgg xam naa ku seetaan show bi dina xam ne xaw ma kuy nelaw le waaye yow eewu nga.
honorable loo bëgg a bàyyi Gambien
nañ raxas suñu xol yi gën a jubluwaat suñu réew jublu suñu boppa si yàlla te farlu pour liggéey.
waaw thank you so much honorable thank you guys tey show bi macha allah da di mënuma see teg leneen ñu am mbégte lool am ci honorable Hamat Bah this is what we want suñ public officials yi they open up to us talk freely and honestly this is what the Gambians need to hear from them président soxla nañ ko moom honorable président foog mu ñëw foog mu jàkkaarloo ñun 2018 lan mooy seen plans
bu soobee yàlla
dina jàkkaarloo ñun jeex na su ko waxee lu am la thank you so much thank you ñoo dañoo ñëw ñun dañ ko fekki alhamdulillah kon jeex na tàkk
dina leen grand interview bu soobee
thank you so much honorable Hamat Bah this is a great show thank you so much we want to thank our sponsors we want to thank everybody gërëm bu baax a baax Aïssatou si make-up bi ak suma xarit bi Ada du tey moo jaar si daala bi and gërëm bu baax a baax Matilda for the beautiful outfit only until we come your way next week inshallah good night to you all and bye bye